Boom. Perfectly. That's just exactly how we wanted it. Whew. Sorry about that. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever J&J's podcast. Now, we're not the first podcast. I'm definitely not going to be the last podcast. We didn't start this trend. It's been going on for quite some time now. We're just going to see if we could try and do things maybe a little bit better. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Do things a little bit better and a little bit different. I find a lot of podcasts, they're kind of like in the middle, but they're not too... They're kind of being nice rather than just saying what they want to say. So, why the fuck not? Let's do one for the people who enjoy hearing the straight up bullshit sometimes. Quick rundown. Well, there's a quick breakdown what this podcast works. We'll be talking a bit of UFC, a bit of WWE, some movies, some TV shows, reviews, more or less, and some predictions and breakdowns of some of the fights and some of the wrestling events. Also, maybe once in a while talking about Montreal Canadiens, since I am from Montreal. Let's talk about how they're doing from time to time, when they're maybe winning one day. Who knows? Maybe they might win tonight, maybe they might win tomorrow. Hell, I don't even know when they're playing, but hopefully they'll win. But other than that, we're just going to be shooting the shit, really, just talking about whatever comes to mind, talking about whatever's important in this world, and whatever it seems like we're forgetting about. I guess is one way to look at it. And it seems one of the main things people seem to be forgetting about is what's life all about? What are we really here for? See, a lot of people just seem to wake up, go to work, go home, eat, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, eat, repeat, sleep. Man, it's making me go to sleep just thinking about it. And I'm saying this because that is the true mindset, but at the same time, it's something that we've just become accustomed to, and a lot of us are figuring out that this is really just not what you want to be doing. And I say that because if that's the thought that you have every day, waking up thinking, fuck man, I'm doing the same shit over and over again, and it kind of bothers you, and in the back of your mind you're thinking to yourself, I'm pretty sure I could be doing something better. I'm pretty sure I'm good enough that I can be doing something better. But I'm not. I'm not because I'm comfortable. And I'm comfortable because this is the way that I've learned to live my life. And I know, what the fuck can I say about this from coming from my age? But at the same time, I look at it from my age and my perspective, that in my mind that I haven't given up and I'm still working towards an end game and a goal. Regardless whether or not my life is wake up, go to work, come home, continue to work and to write, and to put together scripts and to put together scenarios and scenes that I plan to put together next year. And then to go to work and to see the people who are still in school or still young, we'll say from the age of 21 to 23, and they're out of school now because it just wasn't for them, which is understandable. School's not for fucking everybody. Let's be honest. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. So where were we? Yes. It seems that it's happened at a much younger age these days, where the stresses of life have become a reality to some before even moving on to the real world. Like, the idea of the stresses of life is what scares them, and what scares them into submission. What do I mean by submission? I mean, it scares them into suddenly giving up on their hopes and dreams because they realize that, fuck man, it's going to take a lot of work for me to get there. And it's going to take a lot of sacrifice and a lot of this and a lot of that. But that's not going to really pay my bills. That's really not going to pay for where I live, what I eat, what I need to survive, the gas, etc., the travel. do I do that and like take a small amount but be able to somewhat live my life, but to live it at the bare minimum? Or do I say fuck that and get the job, a job that I know that I can move up at some point, or even at that, I know that my salary wise, it can move to a certain extent that I couldn't be able to reach at any time that I put in effort. But that's just the mindset you're giving to yourself. And you're only, and a lot of these people, and a lot, I keep saying people, but it's just from friends in general that I've spoken to, and a lot of them, and most of the ones that I see even from where I work, or the people in general you see on the street, it's just they're young and they've already given up, and they've given up to the idea of life is expensive. But the question is life really expensive, or are we just making it expensive? Are we just spending a little bit too much money? Are we spending more than we should? Are we buying things that we necessarily need? Well, I can surely tell you a lot of the shit I buy I don't really need, but I do so in a budgeted and smart way that to some they may not realize it, but I fucking got my shit down. I know what I'm buying because I take my time to look into it and to prepare myself for the amount that, or the hit, as I like to call it, that I'm going to take. But a lot of people, it seems like, maybe because what I buy is not enough, but a lot of them seem to waste their money much quicker. And not waste their money, but they tend to have to feel the need to buy the best of everything. You see, I'll take shortcuts. I'll buy the latest iPhone because that's what I want. But am I going to buy the latest pair of fucking headphones? No. If I do see the latest pair of headphones for $20, as opposed to the fucking hundreds of dollars they do cost, will I buy them? Yeah. So see where the differences are made. I won't run out to buy these fucking headphones or whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. I'll go buy the latest fucking iPhone, or even next generation console. Because I'm a gamer, so why the fuck not? I'll go buy the latest, but I'm not going to go buy the latest of every single game that comes out. Because I don't have time to play it. It's just there because if, like, you know, you just want to shoot the shit sometimes, your friends come over, or you just want to fucking open it for a quick game of whatever it is. Unless it's NHL, then you just want to fucking throw that shit out the window. But it seems like a lot of people, it seems like these people tend to, every time I talk to them, like, oh, I just went here and I bought that, or I bought this and I bought that. Alright, now I get it why you guys can't fucking attempt to reach your goal and your dream, or even try it. Because you tend to spend so much money on the shit that you don't need. And you tend to buy the big ass purchases that are not necessary. Or, and this is the other way from looking at it, and this is another perspective too, you guys are saving. And you're saving because you're scared of the idea of what life means. You're saving because this is the idea that you need this amount of money to survive in the real world. Otherwise, guess what, buddy? You're considered homeless or poor. And that's what we're brought into. And that's like the fucking idea of what money is worth, is that if we don't have this, then we won't survive. So once we accept and submit to this concept, any hopes and dreams that you may have had, let's just say as an example, becoming a fucking astronaut, if that's your goal, or even a movie director, singer, fucking painter, artist, comedian, especially, just anything outside the fucking box. Let's say your goal is to become a nurse or a doctor, and for some reason, just because it's going to take this amount of time, and this is the amount of money you expect that you should have, or whatever amount of time it is, it doesn't coincide. Doesn't mean we got to give up on our dreams. It doesn't mean any of that. Like, why are you willing to settle just to make it when you can go for it and still work and save at the same time? Why be set on that I need, let's say, fucking $60,000 by the age of 30, or that's not enough for me. Just let's say that's an example. You saved up to $60,000, which means you pretty much never went out in the last fucking several years. Congratulations. And what I want to know is, and I wish someone could shout out or tell me, is What led you down this path? What was the reason you started to save? Like, what was a little thing that made you think, oh fuck, maybe I should start saving money? Because you didn't just start saving money because you woke up one day and say, you know what, I want to start saving money. You're a kid, your general thought when you're a kid is, I want this, 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 and this, and that. So there's no money to be saved. Was it a talk with your parent? Was it seeing something on TV? Was it a talk with maybe another friend who had a talk with his parent, etc., or something? Something must have led you down this path to automatically start saving a good chunk of your money. And the idea that I come up with is maybe it was fear. Maybe you were all afraid, and maybe we're all afraid of what happens if we don't have money saved up. But think about that, all that money that we all decided just to start saving for some reason. What if we never saved? Anyway, that's not the point. Before we get way off fucking topic. The point is, I would just like to know what led you down that path. What fucking set you off and to say I'm going to save a lot of money. And I want to know those also who feel the need to live this certain lifestyle. Now, I'm not talking about the ones who save a lot of their money. I'm talking to the one specific group of people that feel the need that they have a certain lifestyle that they know that this job can afford towards them. That they can spend whatever amount of money and know that just because that they can make it to make it to $26, this is their job. This is what they're okay with. This is perfect for them. This is what gets them to what they need. Why not fucking achieve for more? Why not push it? So what made you want to be like, all right, I'm good over here. I want that one. I want that one. Not the ones who's saving. I'm the ones who's fucking preparing for a future. I'm talking the ones now who just have that job and they're okay with it. They're happy and they're settled. They don't feel like they gotta put much effort either. And this is it. This is it for them. This is where they're gonna fucking work for the rest of their life because they notice that whatever the amount of money they're making is the amount of money that it requires them to live the rest of their life. So why the fuck not? Why achieve for what their ultimate goal was? And that was, let's say, to be doctor or fucking pediatrician, actor, songwriter, anything in general. Like, what stopped you from that? Why just accept and be like, hey, being a janitor pays me pretty well and I get to spend the amount of money that I know I want to spend, or it doesn't pay me more than I need to be paid. So that's it. I want to know why. That's what set you down that path. What idea? What was it that suddenly just, I'm okay here? And because I find it really fascinating to know these different mindsets and why people think these certain ways. Because I've always had the very one, like, look, I've got a fucking goal, and if I don't try that goal, then it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment and a waste of why the fuck I was put on this earth. And I feel like I was not put on this earth just to work a dead-end job and get paid fucking whatever. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to be a part of the chain, the part of the fucking, the wheel. I don't want to just be a part of that system. Like, oh, I go to work and I hate it. No, fuck, I have something that I want to achieve. So for me, regardless of whatever the fuck you pay me, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just going to take that money, but I know what I'm working on over here. And what I'm working on over here is going to fucking change. What I hope it's going to change. And that's the fucking goal. And it's never crossed my mind any other way. You fight off those demons. You fight off those ideas. But you still come to it. You still come towards it. You still fucking end up focusing on what you need to focus on. So that's why I find these different mindsets like mine to be fucking fascinating. And I'd love to hear what set them off, and I could tell them what set me off. I always know what it was. But it's just interesting to think about how we've been put in that position now where now money is fucking everything. Money's always been everything, but life really in general, what is it? Sorry about that. Yep. It's and when you think about life and you think about what it means to you, and then you go and you try to really escape life a lot of times. And how you try to escape life is you go go to the cinema, or you'll listen to a song, something special. And then there's always that one song that's suddenly fucking, it's your song, and whenever you want it to relax you, you'll play it, and it makes you happy. But for a lot of people, it's the movies. I know for me, it's the movies, and that's why sometimes I enjoy going to the movies, and sometimes I hate going to the fucking movies. I could say I went to the movies last week. This is being recorded. Sorry, I did not fucking announce this. Tuesday the 20... how do I not know what day it is? 21st of November. Tuesday the 21st of November, 2017. Jesus Christ, we're coming to an end fast. Anyways, went to the movies of 2017, November. Checked out... No, sometimes I go to the movies and sometimes I come out happy. Oftentimes I come off, meh, whatever, was alright. This time around, I had to check out a movie that I was very much looking forward to. A movie that I was very much hoping would have done a little bit more. But it did alright, I guess. And I'm talking about the Justice League. The Justice League movie. Now, to some who don't know what the Justice League is, well, guess what? It's Batman. It's a comic book. It has, spoiler alert, Superman. I know I didn't give you much time to turn it off. So just so you know that there's going to be a shit ton of spoilers on this review of the Justice League. Well, that's what it is this week. This week's is the Justice League, no less. So we got Batman, we got Superman, we got Wonder Woman. If you didn't watch her solo film that came out earlier this year, I believe in March. It's even on Blu-ray right now. I recommend you do check that out. Very good film. Probably the best one that you should check out of the whole catalog. It's probably the only one you should probably check out of the whole catalog. Whatever. We got The Flash. For those of you who know who The Flash is, he's on CW Networks. The Flash. Well, it's not the same guy. But guess what? He's fast. We got Aquaman. No, not the guy from SpongeBob. And no, he does not talk to fish. So let's wrap that one up. But he is the god of the water, I think. I fucked that up. Anyways, who gives a shit? And then we had Cyborg. It's a half robot. Majority robot, I should say. And half brain and heart human. He's just a fucking cyborg. Plain and simple. So there's your characters for the film. And oh yeah, the bad guy, his name was Steppenwolf. But really, who gives a shit about Steppenwolf? What could I say? The problem with the film really was for me is that the majority of it really wanted to be an origin story of sorts, which it had to be also. It had to be an origin story for the Flash, for Cyborg, and for Aquaman. These are the three new characters being introduced to the DC universe. We've never seen them before, minus that cute little clip in BVS, Batman vs. Superman. But aside those cute little clips, and the Flash, the Flash going into the future to talk to, or the Flash going into the past, to talk to Bruce Wayne, I believe, in the Batman vs. Superman film. We've never really been introduced to them. We don't know much about them. Unless, of course, you've seen CW's The Flash television series, and you've got a good understanding of who the Flash is, you know his backstory, and I felt for me that was what made me connect pretty much with this Flash in this film. It's because I knew all of it beforehand, and it made me care, and because I kept picturing Grant Gustin in this role, but even though it wasn't, Ezra Miller did a fantastic job. Right off the bat, I'll say that. The problem is that it's an origin story, and it's an origin story that I felt that they most definitely had a lot more footage than that was in the film. And there's for sure some on the cutting room floor. I've read that there apparently is a lot that was removed from the Aquaman backstory. But a lot is going to end up being used apparently for the Aquaman film. So that could be a positive, but at the same time, I felt that's what this film lacked, really, was the Aquaman backstory. Also, a Flash backstory, which I'm hoping there are scenes of that too filmed on the cutting room floor. And Cyborg, I felt they did just enough for Cyborg, because he was one of those characters you went in not knowing, and you felt if they gave you too much of him, you may even be like, you're forcing him on me. I gotta want to like him, and they did enough to make you want to like him, and a fantastic job on the actor who played Cyborg. I apologize, Ray Fisher, I believe that is his name. Yes, it is. Fantastic job. He did enough, and I feel that he too had a couple of scenes removed from the film, and they're probably somewhere on the cutting room floor. And I feel if you added them in, they probably wouldn't damage what is there. They'd probably make him better, and he was good enough. So imagine making him better. That'd be fantastic. Once you get past the first 40 minutes, which is exactly that origin story, and it's briefly put together, and you just get enough to be like, okay, I get it. I get why he's doing it, and I kind of care for them. But I don't. I don't, because I don't know them. I don't know them like I know Batman. And regardless if you know Ben Affleck's Batman, you know of the Batman. You know the Batman from fucking Christian Bale's, Michael Keaton's, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney's. And the video games, and etc. Wonder Woman, you know from her film, and you know her from BVS. And Superman, guess what? He's fucking Superman when he appears. So once we get through that majority of the backstory, it turns out what connects them all is the fact that Aquaman had a mother box, and so did Wonder Woman. What is a mother box? It's a box from space, or from the gods, and it looks exactly like the cube from Transformers 1. So if you saw Transformers 1, the mother box is exactly the cube. What does the mother box do? Exactly what the cube did. It brings things to life. It brings things to fucking come together in order to open the portal to bring the worlds together, and fucking Steppenwolf could bring his hell on Earth and fucking clean the fear and clean the Earth of its wrongdoings and bullshit. We know. I saw fucking Transformers 1. Thanks for stealing that storyline. Thanks for nothing. So once we get past fucking Shia LaBeouf having to carry this cube, Aquaman and Wonder Woman having to protect this cube, they get stolen. Steppenwolf, he does good in the battles. He beats them up, but in the end it's just like they get the best of him, and he ends up getting lucky to escape with the cube, with the mother box. He ends up getting lucky to escape with the mother box. So it's not like he felt that right off you don't feel like he's a threat. It's not like he came in and slaughtered them and then grabbed the box and just pieced. He came in, he had a good fight with them, a nice sequence, beautiful sequence, was nicely shot for both of them. The one in the water at Atlantis, and the one at, I do not want to butcher this, Wonder Woman's Island, we'll call it. And it was beautiful. It was nice. The fighting was nice, but you didn't make Steppenwolf feel as though he was a real threat if they all fought together combined and just attacked them. Even his little minions over there just felt like the minions from the fucking Despicable Me characters. You just poof down. For some reason the fucker exploded when Bruce Wayne captured him. I don't get it. Why the fuck did he explode when Batman captured him, and I'm watching him getting punched in the face and not explode? Okay, shit that just don't make sense. So Steppenwolf needs 3 goddamn boxes to put them together in order for his fucking Earth to come take over. Basically, fuck. In other words, Steppenwolf needs the staff from Earth to bring it to fucking Cybertron in order for Cybertron to come and attach to Earth. I believe that was the plot of Transformers 5. Or whatever the last light was. So Justice League needs the same thing to happen in their film, but except of bringing it to the other place, they need to combine 3 boxes to bring the plot of Transformers 1 and Transformers 5 together to form the Justice League. Who wrote this piece of shit? What kind of dumbass fucking storyline was this? Look, guys, how many times does the world have to get attacked? How many times do we have to bring one Earth to the other fucking Earth? And the same thing, that you ought to use fucking boxes. I don't give a shit if that's in the fucking DC comics. I don't give a fuck if that's in the comics in general. in general, you could have changed the goddamn story to however the fuck you wanted. You had Steppenwolf, he's a look pretty beast when he didn't look fucking goofy. And he could have been fucking just slaughtering people and doing this job properly. Instead, he had brought fucking 3 boxes. Their opening fucking film together is the first Avengers film, I believe. With fucking, instead of aliens from space, it's fucking demons from hell. Or wherever the fuck, or from fucking space also attacking. Our heroes get a cool sequence done in the red for some fucking strange reason. Obviously beat the shit out of everyone. Superman, who I had no problem with, beat the fuck out of Steppenwolf. Which was fine. That was fantastic. Like, Superman's fucking Superman. He should beat the shit out of anyone he wants. Really. Like, there should be nobody outside of Doomsday that should fucking challenge him. Or someone, like, just dressed in kryptonite. So, it was really just a fucking pointless battle. Because the stakes never felt high, is the problem. You never felt as though, they might fucking lose this one, or someone may get murdered, or something may happen, or even fucking a large portion of the population may die. There was nothing fucking threatening to our heroes. And the film suffered for that. In my eyes, the film suffered. The film suffered because it was just another throwaway fucking villain. And they didn't need another throwaway villain. They needed something. Something with morals. Something with fucking... Not even moral. Just something that brought a threat for our characters. Something that brought them... And to the audience, just something that we would have connected with. And be like, oh fuck this. Picture that boat scene at the end of The Dark Knight, where the Joker tells Batman that 2 boats have explosives in them. And the 2 boat captains have the triggers that either or has to blow one or the other up, or the other will die. Or both will die by the Joker's hand. So now you got these 2 captains in these tense moments. These 2 characters in these tense moments, I apologize. And they are struggling with the idea of murdering or killing or ending another life, multiple lives, regardless of whether or not they are criminals or just regular annoying people. And we're going back and forth between the criminal ship, and the other people's ship. And you see how some are yelling and screaming, do it, do it, do it. And that's where you, as an audience member, you feel a part of something, because you start thinking, or you look over to your friend and you say, would you do it? And you're like, I think I would. Like, if I'm gonna die, I think I will. And your friend's like, oh, you're fucking, like, you have that connection. There was something, and in this film, there was nothing. There wasn't that, like, oh fuck, or even outside that reaction, there wasn't a, oh fuck, what would he do? What do I do? Or there was no questions. There was no like, he just beat him up. That was it. Look, the plot was a mess. The villain was dumb. The film did something fantastic, though. I can't shit on it, and I still do recommend people check it out. It offers the right tone to its characters, and it offers the story and something that allows our characters to be together at once and to present their characteristics and to present the fact that the future does look bright for their separate films. Ezra Miller's The Flash is spot on and perfect. I won't say perfect. He's spot on and does a phenomenal job in this film. And I can't wait to see him in his own feature film. I can't wait to see him against the Reverse Flash. Can't wait to see him against Zoom or the other possibilities that there are out there. And I know I'm mentioning things I saw on the CW Network's Flash, but like bringing this to the big screen would be fantastic. And from just what I saw, the sequences with the Flash and the way they handled his super speed, imagine an entire film like that. It would be great. Many great action sequences can be presented, and a lot of fun for the audience to watch this guy come to life. Especially, he's fucking funny, so it'd be great. Aquaman, I don't know much about him, but I'm interested. He's got that Grim Reaper look going to him. Seems like an ultimate badass. At the same time, he's kind of funny, and he's an alcoholic. So fuck, I'm in. Let's do it. Cyborg. I don't know. I'm in regardless, but from an audience perspective, he probably won't have the biggest box office opening. But he might be one of those movies that you think he won't have the big box office opening, and he fucking has like the perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes and he fucking kills it. Or he just has a perfect critic score and his film's fantastic. So I'm not putting it down. I'm very optimistic and hopeful, and we'll definitely be checking it out. Wonder Woman, I'm on board. Gal does a fantastic job nailing Wonder Woman. And her just smiling at every turn, regardless of the situation, and her innocence just makes her fantastic for this role. And I can't wait to see her the sequel to Wonder Woman. Batman, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Batman. So whenever the fuck that movie gets his shit in order, I'm in regardless. It's fucking Batman. Who doesn't want to see him beat the shit out of somebody? And who doesn't want to see him go up against Jared Leto's Joker, given a little bit more time? And Superman, they fucking nailed him. It's about goddamn time. It took you 3 fucking movies, but you brought us the Superman that we wanted. Smiling, laughing. Oh shit, the humans are in danger, and he flies off and saves a truckload of them. That's the fucking Superman we were looking for. The chirpy fucking smiley goofy one, and he's just gonna beat the shit out of the people in his way. So thank you to whoever fucking wrote Superman back the way he should have been, and thank you for realizing your mistake, and thank you for bringing him back the way. Just bringing him back right, and don't fucking give me that bullshit that this is how it was planned. I know you guys fucked up, and you most definitely fucking drew yourself into a corner where you're like, fuck, gotta bring him back this way, or they're not gonna be pleased. So thank you for bringing him back that way. Henry Cavill did a phenomenal job, and let's give him a goddamn sequel, especially with this one. There's so much that can be done with him. So I don't know what you're doing, Warner Brothers or DC, but let's get a sequel. Now's the time to strike hot after what we witnessed from Henry and how he nailed Superman, and this is how you guys are gonna bring him. Audience is there now. Audience will jump on board this, and I don't know what the holdup is. Why isn't this thing fucking lighting? There we go. So overall, I'm not trying to really shit on this movie. Like, as I'm saying, it's not a horrible movie. The characters are fun. They're loving. You go and you have a good time because they make it seem like they're having a good time. So if you're a fan of like that Avengers Go Happy kind of scenario ending where they're just beating up everybody and joking around while doing it, well then this is the movie for you. If you just want to see your favorite superheroes just team up and fuck shit up, this is also the movie for you. If you're going in there for something with plot and some fantastic storytelling, this is not the movie for you, but makes me excited to see what's going to come next for the DC Universe. So yeah, a lot of good stuff in that film. A lot of stuff I would have changed, a lot of stuff I would have cut out, especially with who was useless. Commissioner Gordon. He was good. I'm not gonna fucking. The worst part is I really liked him, so I wouldn't want to cut him out. But I feel like he was just really there. Didn't really add much. There was a couple of fucking people too, like the introduction of Barry Allen's dad. I get what you were trying to do with it, but at the same time, you're introducing something fucking right off the bat, and like the audience can't. You're not giving the audience the opportunity to make up their mind. They're like right off the bat, like, his dad killed someone. What happened? And we're questioning this, and we're adding more intrigue to that question. That could have been saved for his own solo movie in the premiere, which I really wish they would have done their own solo movies for Aquaman and Flash at least before this film. Cyborg could have been introduced in this film. This could have been his introduction, and they had their own movies before, and it probably would have added a lot more, and you could have got past that 47 minutes in the beginning of just introductions. Overall, I'd say it's a good movie. I'm not going to give it a rating or a score, but also this upcoming weekend we got a stacked card of UFC from Shanghai, I believe. Probably should look that up. But somewhere, regardless, it's going to be, main card's going to be starting at 7 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. For you Pacific people, well, best of luck waking up for that one. We got some fantastic bouts such as Alex Garcia versus somebody. There's another guy with an A on there. Alex Caceres? Maybe. Would make sense. I know for sure Michael Bisping's on there against Michael Gaslam. That's going to be an intriguing fight. It's going to be interesting to see how Michael Bisping bounces back from his fight with George just less than a couple of weeks ago. He was hit pretty hard with a couple of punches from George. I don't know if maybe he's coming back a little too soon, but we're going to see. Look, worst case scenario, this is the only time we ever get to see this fight, so we're never going to be able to see him. Well, maybe they'll fight at 100%. So let's see what they do to one another. This is Michael Bisping. He's coming for revenge. He's hungry. He wants that belt back. He feels he could have beat George 9 out of 10 times. Kelvin Gastelum, he's hungry too. He's trying to make a point in this, where is he now? Middleweight division. And he's trying to come back from his last setback. He lost to Chris Weidman. That was a big step up in competition for him. It was a big, you're jumping from who did he fight last? You're jumping from Tim Kennedy to suddenly you're fighting guys such as Chris Weidman, who's a former champ who defeated Anderson Silva. Then you beat Vitor Belfort, but let's be honest. Whatever. Vitor is not the same anymore. Since you guys stopped allowing him to use his juice, now he's just sad Vitor, really. Poor Vitor. So Calvin's looking to come in here hot. He's looking to stop Michael Bisping. He was actually looking to come in against Anderson Silva. This was the second time they attempted to make this fight. And once again, it did not happen because Anderson Silva apparently is a cheater. Whether he is or isn't, I honestly don't really care. I would have let him fight anyways. Anderson Silva's fun to watch sometimes. This would have been interesting. But what if he would have won? Imagine that. Imagine had Anderson Silva won. We would have got most likely, and I say most likely because a good chance we would have got Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre. 10 years too late, I know. But this is huge. Anderson with 2 big wins. 1 controversial. 1, maybe he could finish it. And he has an argument saying that he probably knocked out Michael Bisping in his fight. Former world champ. And now we finally get George St. Pierre back. Still hasn't lost. And I think that could sell a couple of pay-per-views. I think that'd be pretty fun to watch also. But instead, Anderson Silva's out. Michael Bisping's in. Bisping's looking to rebound, and he's looking to fight in London and wrap up his career. Imagine that. Imagine probably not going to get a rematch at that belt. Unless he's fighting Whitaker for some weird reason. Who knows? Who knows what's next for Bisping? Bisping wins, gets a huge fight in his next fight if he fights in England. Bisping loses, probably still gets a huge fight in his next fight in England, but not as big as this possible winning. In the end, it comes down to who is faster than the other person. And from what we've seen from Kelvin, he's got some fast hands. He's got some fantastic striking, some of the best striking in the middleweight division. His weakness was getting taken down and pummeled. Michael Bisping's probably not going to try taking him down. Michael Bisping's going to want to keep this standing, keep going after him with his awkward striking. His awkward striking sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't work. Kelvin's had issues in the past with cardio. Michael, we all know he's fantastic in the cardio world. So really, it comes down to how much damage did Michael Bisping sustain from his last fight, less than a couple of weeks ago. Is he at least even close to 80%? He's nowhere near 100, that's for certain. But is he good enough that if he takes a couple of strikes, his chin won't break down on him? So this is what makes it very interesting. You could say, oh, he's a former world champ, he's coming in hungry, and he's probably going to want to come finish him. Sure. But how much damage did he take in his last fight? And for Kelvin, now with a sudden change in an opponent, you were training for one style of fighting, and that's Anderson Silva's elusiveness and defensiveness and counterattacks, to suddenly a guy who's just going to probably come after you. He has no fucking quit in him. And he's not worried about his gas tank either, and he can land some big punches. And now you're going up against a former world champ. There's an argument that's huge. You're not going. That's a lot of pressure on you, kid. I'm calling him. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this fight plays out. To be quite honest, it's probably the only fight that's if I have to wake up in the morning for that event, which I'm gonna have to anyways for work. But I'm probably gonna be tuning in for that big fight. That's the fight you want to see. That's Michael Bisping and Calvin versus Calvin. And we're about to get some questions answered, and we're about to see who's going to go where and where. Calvin wins. It's huge. Gets a win over a former world champ. People can question all they want, but still got to win over a former world champ. Put him against another guy, another top guy, and beats him. Title shot. You got an argument there. You got no reason not to. Put him against a guy like a Luke Rockhold, and he beats Luke Rockhold. This is a title shot. I don't want to say put him against a guy like David Branch, because David Branch coming off lost to Luke Rockhold, so it seems like Luke Rockhold gets you the title shot. Or even put him up against a guy like fucking Yoel Romero. That'd be a fun fight. That'd be fun. That'd be a battle right there. Fucking Kelvin testing his wrestling against Yoel's fucking judo and his incredible explosiveness. I think that'd be a good fight. If Kelvin wins, give me Yoel Romero on whatever fucking card you want. I think it's a great fucking matchup right there. Or you give him fucking Bisping in England. That's a goodbye fight. That's a huge goodbye fight. That's a huge money fight. People are trying to tune in for that fight. Man, there's some backlash there. There's some bad blood, and Yoel's always down. If he's not getting a title fight, he's gonna fucking fight Bisping, and let's make that fucking fight happen. So Bisping, win, lose or draw, Yoel's probably waiting for you. So be happy that there's a fight. So it's a very intriguing fight, but if I had to place my money in any way or shape or form, I'm gonna have to go with fucking Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's a choice. Michael Bisping is that guy. He's gonna start off, take a couple of punches, I feel, and he's gonna shock a couple of people, but then he's gonna end up clipping Kelvin, and it's gonna be all over. Once Kelvin gets a feeling of Michael's pillow now power punching hands, I think Kelvin's going to go down, and that'll probably be the end of the fight. I'm not going to say when, probably second round. I know I'm not going to say when, but there you go. Probably around the second, third round. Fight's going to be over. But it's going to be fun. Good couple of fights in there. I'm sure it's going to be fun for the general public to see the Asian fighters get on a bigger spotlight now, because now they're fucking going up against guys like Alex Garcia and Caceres. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I can't fucking get the computer to work over here. Fucking pay thousands of dollars for this fucking computer to even work. That's Saturday at 7 p.m. I say fucking we tune in like a group of people. Me, myself, and probably no one else in the world is going to tune in. But let's do it regardless. It's going to be a fun night of fights. Fun morning of fights. Excuse me, 7 a.m. For them, it's probably nighttime. For us, it's fuck you, it's morning. What else we got on the deck? Now let's talk about some shit that was actually fun to watch. That happened last weekend. I'm talking about Saturday and Sunday. WWE put on 2 events in Houston. Sold out one of them, which was Survivor Series. The one night before was WWE's NXT TakeOver War Games. Now, War Games put pretty simple. It's 2 rings, 3 teams, 3 teams of 3 members in each team, and 2 rings with 1 massive cage surrounding both rings. If you wanted some blood and guts, you pretty much got that at this event. I think for the hardcore wrestling fans, they enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun night. One fight with Aleister Black against Velvet Dream. These 2 guys put on a nice, solid performance. Started off a slow wrestling match, then quickly picked into a high pace. Kicks to the face, punches to the head, everything you wanted. The kicks were real and the bruises were felt. Then went balls deep in that one, and it was a good fight. It was a nice, fun, I believe, contest, and story was perfectly told. I don't know, we had the world title fight. Very surprised to see Drew McIntyre lose to pronounce this name now. Andrade Almas. Yeah, look him up. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but he lost the championship to him. It was a good, heartfelt fight. These guys put on a good performance. It's one of those that I would say, if you have to check something out from this event, check that fight out. Check out the Aleister Black and Velvet Dream one. Check out the War Games match. It was incredible. These guys put on a hell of a performance. They broke through everything. They smashed themselves with chairs, tables, kendo sticks, nightsticks. Jumped off the top of the cage. I think it was a couple guys were busted up. It was just a bloody, brutal affair, and it's one of those fights, the matches. I mean, you should go out of your way, check it out. If you've never seen War Games and you ever just want to see a modern day War Games, because you're not going to go look up the old War Games, watch this. If you want to see something cool with 2 rings, you don't see that every day, and a massive cage, and nine wrestlers, 3 different teams. Most of them are some huge teams. Like, these guys you get into right off the bat. You watch them, you see their hard-nosed style, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I'm down for this. So, it's worth going out of your way to look this shit up. What else can we talk about? There was the Survivor Series event. Pretty good. Who stole the show? AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar stole the show very easily. These guys put on a hell of a performance. Brock kicked ass for the first 5 minutes. AJ Styles came back and put on a wrestling clinic, and these guys went back and forth, and made us almost believe. But we knew Brock was going over. Brock always had to go over. Brock wins with the F5, moves on. We're just waiting for him and Roman Reigns at this point. AJ still looked good in the loss. Other than that, the Shield and the New Day put on a hell of a performance. It was a great 3-on-3 wrestling match. Became a brawl, became a fun fight, at this point the referee loses control and lets anything go with however he wants it to. And it was nice. It was good for both teams, excuse me. They both look strong, they both look good. In the end, the Shield wins, moves up. The Usos looked fantastic against Cesaro and Sheamus, as did they as well. Put on a great wrestling contest. The main event was whatever. You had some great guys. You had the first half that was fun. The audience was fully into it. You put up against future matchups like Finn and Shinsuke. Fans were down for that. Triple H and Shinsuke. Fans were kind of down for that. Braun versus pretty much anybody. Fans are always down for that. What else do we have there? AJ, Cena and Shinsuke, I believe. Fans were down for that. They're also down for him versus Finn. Samoa versus Cena, also. So we had some fun in the beginning, and then it just went down to fucking Triple H, what's his name? Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle against Shane McMahon, and Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, I believe. And then Randy gets eliminated. It ends up being 3 versus 1. Fucking Triple H pedigrees fucking Kurt Angle. Gets him eliminated just so Triple H could pedigree Shane McMahon and beat him himself. Braun's not happy, beats up Triple H and says, don't ever fucking do that again to me. Whatever. What the fuck was that? I don't know who the fuck came up with that idea. Why did the old people have to look good in this instance? You could have had that whole thing in the middle of the match and had the fucking Finn and Samoa Joe and the rest of the guys who need to push go on and have a fantastic wrestling contest. But instead, let's fucking have Triple H win and the pay-per-view like that. I'm a Triple H guy. I'm a huge Triple H fan, but I don't know who we make him look good over here. Who we supposed to make look good? Who do the fans actually give a shit about? They care about you, but these are the guys that you want us to buy and invest in, and you take up their time. This is your company also. I know there's a bigger picture here, but sometimes you got to get the fuck out of the way and tell the story like the way I suggested it. Do it in the middle, and you're still telling that same story. You got the same fucking story going, and you're getting us interested. You have a massive brawl, and it fucking breaks out, and you attack Kurt Angle. That all could have happened in the middle. We both get eliminated by goddamn count out. I don't fucking know. But some shit like that. Or DQ'd even at that. And then you still get fucking Braun. He goes on to destroy the fucking whole SmackDown side. And boom, fucking Braun still looks strong in the end. He looks fantastic. The other side gets to look great against the guys they need to look great against. Then you have John Cena in there for 12 seconds. And then he gets kicked out. So, I don't know, that's fucking just my rant on this whole Survivor Series. We'll see how it goes with wrestling this week. We'll see how it goes with this week, and next weekend we'll come back stronger for hopefully episode 2. Maybe a little bit more sober for episode 2. We'll see how that goes. But this was the inaugural episode of J&J's podcast. If you enjoyed it, great. If you didn't, maybe next week will be a little bit better. Hopefully it will. Peace out.